Yeah, that's kind of the thing. They just have a goblin in like a business suit who just kind of dances around.
This is like the connection between pop culture and heavy metal. There's a little bit of it on every channel you've shown me so far.
Exactly.
This is very weird, but very catchy at the same time. Hello everyone, welcome to What's on Your Feed. My guest today is bass player for Balefire, a band that's pretty new, heavy metal fantasy band. It's pretty cool. You can listen to them on Bandcamp. They have released a new single, To Me Mix to Midnight. And here's Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hello.
Hope everything's fine there.
Everything's good.
Can you show us your feed?
Yeah.
What have you guys been watching?
Our feed in general is a lot based on music, games, and a hodgepodge of random things.
The kind of things you put into your music, right?
Exactly. In the Chiptune team, this guy's one of my favorites. He's the guy who got me into doing chiptune, and I love him.
Can you explain what is chiptune?
The best way I can put it is using old video game consoles for using their sound chips to program, basically like programming a synthesizer. I particularly use a Nintendo Game Boy for my own.
So that's why, I didn't understand fully what the heavy metal Game Boy band
was. It's literal. It's literal.
Yeah, it's pretty literal. But it's amazing. Your sound is very original. I really like it.
So this is my friend Nathan, who goes by Don't Blink or You'll Die. This is a lot of his older stuff. He doesn't put too much stuff on YouTube because he puts things out. He produces things himself. So a lot of this came from a record label that he was briefly on. Mm-hmm. So he'll use typically 2 to 3 Game Boys at once.
Pretty gamey. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's great. He's the one who got me into doing it. Yeah, we'll use 2 or 3. I particularly, because I have a full band backing me, I use just one. I have some solo stuff on YouTube of my own.
You have your own channel?
Yeah, it's once again, it's a topic made by a record label distributor, which is the easiest way for musicians to do it.
Can you show us your channel?
Yeah. There we go. So I got different live performances from me and other things, but going to just the pure sound. This is one of my songs from my solo album.
It's really amazing. Do you have live performances also? So you can
I do of my solo stuff. This was done in a bar in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, same song.
Oh, and you bring the Game Boy with you?
Yep. It's literally just plugged into a mixer. It's live and ready to go.
Oh my God, that's amazing. So when you're playing the bass, and you have the Game Boy at the same time, it's pre-recorded, and you just play with the...
So the Game Boy itself, since it's all manually programmed, we can plug it in directly to a mixer and essentially press play on it on our own. And it goes through the track listing, and I can manipulate it if I need to. But I typically set it up to where it can run on its own. I try to program it to be like self-sufficient.
Okay. So
and then essentially it'll keep going and loop until I tell it to stop. The fun thing about Oklahoma is a lot of our music scenes mesh together. And a lot of musicians will know each other, and we all kind of like swap around and help each other out. So like on, say, if there was a heavy metal show, it's very common to see different like hip hop artists, indie artists, like all on
all meshed up
together. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Which you get to see everything.
No, that's pretty cool, because usually you have the music movements are pretty separated. It's really fun when things come together.
Exactly. And I've done bass performances on my own, like just solo by myself. Bass noise. I try to introduce as much weird music into the world.
Yes, please.
Especially because bass as an instrument doesn't get to shine too often.
Yeah.
So
I use my YouTube mostly as music research a lot of the time, along with just looking at games, independent animators and things like that.
Yeah.
And a popular one that got really popular recently was Worthikids.
Oh.
It's a fairly big channel now. It kind of exploded over the years. He went and did different animations, and I really enjoyed a lot of the stop motion he did.
Yeah, so cool. Oh. Have you thought about making your videos? What should it be? Should it be animation or something in between?
I personally would love to have an animated video, but animation takes a long time and is very expensive.
Yes. Yes, it is.
A lot of what Balefire does is DIY, kind of do it yourself, build it our own. Everything we've done, it's been out of pocket, our own money, costumes, makeup, everything's been out of pocket. So when we thought about shooting music videos, it's how cheap and effective can we do it? So it's a lot of like, okay, here's our budget. Let's stretch it as far as we can. And
what can we do?
Yeah, if we can't go past that, then how do we make it work? Because we have to make it work.
So Worthikids is kind of an inspiration to you also.
For animation, yeah. I love fun animation. I love weird. Just growing up with these kinds of cartoons as a kid, just aesthetically, I love these kinds of things.
Yeah, this is very well done.
And then I'm trying to think of what would be another good one. Because I have friends. I watch a lot of my friends' YouTubes. Like I became friends with Gerard Khalil. A lot of NASA space travel.
For inspiration also.
Oh, exactly. I love it. Just looking at all sorts of stuff like how they're trying to go and build our space station on the moon, and so we can have workers on the moon. A lot of cooking. I love cooking. So this would be another one I watch a lot on my own, just because I love making food on my own. So love figuring out how to just make different foods for myself, because I'm a big guy. I love food. Always learning something. And I don't think there's anyone in the world who doesn't like fried chicken. So
yeah, maybe vegans. They love it. They love it.
They won't admit it. It's still around. Yep. So this is that bar I was performing in earlier. Mm-hmm. They have their own YouTube channel for the open mic stuff, so everyone can kind of get on.
Oh, cool.
And have different performances, and so that way they can just hop onto YouTube or just have some frame of reference for performance that they just get made for them, and the bar does that for them. It's important for musicians to get out and play, and especially with COVID, it's been very difficult for anyone to go do anything. I'm hoping once we can all get past it that people will go see live music and actually go and enjoy it.
Oh, I think people are just so eager for that.
Me too. This is a good friend of mine named John Paul Ratliff. He's a wonderful folk musician. So this guy brought me into the Tulsa music scene when I moved back there. He saw me perform one open mic and then just kind of said I needed to go perform with these other ones. And so he just kind of showed me around and so he just kind of brought me in. He's a very wonderful man, very wonderful musician.
You must miss this life so much.
I do.
Right now.
I do. Just late nights of groups of musicians going from bar to bar doing different performances. Because there's some nights in Tulsa where it's, they kind of like stagger the times. So they go so late because it's bars. So, they're open until like 2 a.m. So we'll go from one place, do our performances, and then hop to the next one, do another one. So you can play like
many gigs
a night.
Yeah.
A podcast where they just talk about Star Trek.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
And they just go through and.
So this is all Star Trek related.
Yeah.
They go episode by episode or just general stuff?
When they started with just the movies, and then now they kind of just go through. They'll pick an overlining theme, and they'll pick a collection of episodes that have this theme that are submitted to them through their Patreon. I've been listening to them for a long, long time as well. And then also when it comes to games, I've been watching these guys since I was in college, called Continue, which this guy, Josh, he's one of the hosts of M Class, so it all kind of links together. But these guys have been going for, a decade now. And it's just pick a game, play it through, and if they like it, they say they like it, and if they don't, they don't. It's real straightforward. You can find a lot of interesting games. We get a lot of different, just all kinds of video games.
Yeah, I can see that. Pretty different styles of video games.
Yeah. Video games have been a big part of my growing up.
It's so cool that you can do something productive with them, just like in your music and in your career. Yeah.
Exactly. And then we can, here's a good one. This is NerdSync. I think he's been doing this for 6 years, I think 6 or 7 years.
What is this about?
It started with just comic books. And he's kind of moved on to other things as well with different movies and things like that. But it was really just my friend Scott who started this. It was just him talking about different things in comic books, which were another thing that I grew up with a lot. Like the psychology of like the Punisher, different origin stories, what if situations.
Okay, they go in depth in the reality of the comics.
Yeah, and Scott puts a lot of work into his videos. Like I said, I try to follow. I have a lot of like bigger YouTube channels on here too, but I also try to follow like my friends and things like that. Another great music one is sammusmusic. She's a hip hop artist, and she'll like blog and stuff. But she also does like she also like has her own music videos.
Pretty cool.
I got to meet her once, and she was wonderful.
So cool when one person can do all this stuff like singing and producing.
Yeah, just being able to produce and keep up with your own music. Practically as musicians now, you have to at this point. You have to be able to do everything almost by yourself. This guy's wonderful. He goes by Rainbowdragoneyes. He's released soundtracks for video games now. Or I think he did the soundtrack for The Messenger, which was an indie game. And then he has his own music under Rainbowdragoneyes, and he's also a drummer for a bigger band called Nekrogoblikon.
Whoa!
He and I used the same program for Game Boy. We can also do one of his actual music videos. Mm-hmm. All DIY, all done with just friends.
Oh my God. This is amazing. It's like Space Zelda.
Yeah, exactly.
This is very weird, but very catchy at the same time.
And speaking of with weird music, so he's a drummer for this band, which I've been following for a long time as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're called Nekrogoblikon.
And there's a singing goblin.
He mostly just dances around.
It's just for show.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. They just have a goblin in like a business suit, who just kind of dances around.
This is like the connection between pop culture and heavy metal. There's a little bit of it on every channel you've shown me so far.
Exactly, and then
it's so funny.
I think they used to do an interview series with the goblin, like
John Goblikon.
Yeah, there he is.
He has a name. Yeah, he has to have business cards, of course.
Yeah.
I love when the band creates this universe around it. Just like, this is our lifestyle, a little world they explore. It's so cool.
These guys, yeah, they make just the funniest videos I've seen when it comes to music.
Yeah, I think I'm having a clearer image about what is heavy metal fantasy. It's getting clearer and clearer now. It's very cool.
Yeah, and another great one, these are also long videos, is a channel called michaelcthulhu, and it's all forging huge weapons.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're long videos, but like...
He's a blacksmith?
Yes. Videos that are 2 hours long of just edited videos of him just forging stuff together.
Oh,
and like
so what we're doing here...
Little skeletons.
To build up kind of some of the features on these guys. But before I do that, I want to use heat to get the curve.
So he just talks through his process.
The skull has to...
He's one of those guys that makes it look easy. But
yeah,
then
right.
You're going to try it and you just get burned.
Oh, yeah. So he'll just go through the entire process to where he eventually is done with it.
Oh my God. It's amazing. Oh, the details.
Oh yeah.
I bet he sells this for a lot of money.
Oh, I would not doubt it at all. I think they're actually like commission works that like so.
Oh yeah.
Pay
Makes
him
sense.
to build it.
Oh, this one is beautiful.
I'll watch a lot of hobby stuff.
Oh, he has the whole gear.
Yeah, because that's solid metal.
Oh my god.
Some just
I'll go through and watch these, like, and with hobby stuff, because Balefire itself, lends itself to with props and what we like to build. It's all, how can we build this ourselves? So looking at people make it.
Have you tried to build something like this?
Not like that.
A little simpler.
Yeah, and so like we found like miniature stuff like really interesting. Like I've watched this guy before making just huge landscapes and just figuring out how to like use different small things for props.
Whoa.
I
Does he work for a movie studio? Or it's just...
No, I think this is just a guy who makes these for hobbies and sells them.
Whoa.
As their little tree, really nice and easy. I just spray with my spray.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Branches, they come in a little package, and
so eventually, going through it.
We have completed project, and this is our very final step.
Whoa.
Just learning little things on how to build. It all builds into itself. So
this, ladies and gentlemen, is our wizard tower.
And it
It was
opens
a long
up.
journey. It took a long time to get here. This is what we've got. Is it worth it? Well, you be the judge.
Just watching different hobbyists.
Yeah, it's kind of soothing. I watch this type of thing sometimes, and
Yeah.
just 1 hour passes by, and you're just like, wow, hypnotized with that.
The props Balefire has built so far is we're trying to slowly build our drummer Julian. We're trying to build him some sort of cyborg suit that he can wear and drum with.
Without some pieces just falling out while he's playing.
Exactly.
That's kind of important.
Exactly. We're working on building our own podium because the plan is to have, I've already hollowed out the book for it, but we've hollowed out a book. We're building it into a tome to fit the Game Boy into it and run cords underneath it. So you have a big podium with like light coming out of it.
Oh my God, you're gonna put up some show.
We're trying. Thankfully we've had all of COVID to like really build all of our stuff together.
Oh, but when COVID ends, you'll just blast every club you're going to.
We're going to try.
Are you ready to make your top 5?
Top 5 that I watch. What I probably watch the most is, I showed you Continue, that's probably 1.
Yeah.
Nekrogoblikon probably 2. The one with the goblin, yeah. I watch a lot of food, so I'll watch a lot of the Babish Culinary universe. More of my friends, which is more video game stuff, is Super Beard Bros. These have been friends of mine for a while. I watch them for sure, which is more Let's Play, but
okay.
It's, since they're friends of mine, they're wonderful. And you always have to promote your friends. And the last one that I probably watched the most, probably still Rainbowdragoneyes. Probably top 5. Just so I can get all my music and my hobby stuff in together, and I can learn, because I can watch and I can learn from people.
That's what the internet is for. Thank you so much. That was so nice to see your feed, and thank you for being here and taking the time. And I wish you all the best. I hope to see you. I hope to see you live, maybe through YouTube. And
hopefully.
And for everyone else, here's Balefire. Search for them on Bandcamp. They're great. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.